Tonight's forecast is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter.
Happy Monday to you, everybody. We hope you're doing well and enjoyed the nice, cool, crisp, cold weekend we had. We had some areas of some scattered frost reported in some of our areas, especially towards our lower valleys in Medizzadan and Patrick counties, and even higher up. Even seeing some of those elevations where it got down to right around freezing mark. Thankfully, in the city, we did not get down to the freezing mark, but it was pretty cold, to say the least. Even waking up on this Monday morning, another crisp November day out there. Keep in mind, we are in early October still. We are not after the end of Halloween and going into November. The calendar may say otherwise, but you know what? The Mother Nature has been really nice to us so far the last couple of weeks. Let's kind of, we'll give a pass on this one, but it is expected to see these up and down patterns of shifting in our temperatures as well. I'm Weatherman Dustin Staples. Glad that you are sticking around here with us on the Neighborhood Network. And of course, as we continue to move on across much of our region, lots of sunshine will persist for us here. Temperature staying in the 60s as we're speaking to you during the evening hour. So if you have plans to get out, take advantage of it. Kind of cool, and the temperatures are going to drop pretty fast again tonight. Not as cold as we woke up to this morning, but it is going to feel pretty chilly out there with clear skies both at 8 and after 11 o'clock right there. Your temperatures going from the lower 50s down to the mid 40s later on tonight. So another cool and crisp morning is in the making, so make sure the kids have their sweatshirts and those coats out there if they're heading up the bus stop tomorrow morning. Make sure they're not forgetting them on the bus. That's just a reminder for them out there. So make sure the kids, if you're watching this right now, bring your coats home from your cubby holes at school and your lockers and the school buses, because if you don't have a coat, hopefully your coat is still there in your little locker or cubby box there in your classroom. Hey, low mid to mid 30s everywhere tonight. The chilly spot, surprisingly, it's us here in the city, surprisingly so. But again, that's going to most likely go around our outlining areas in the county. So 36 to right around 38 degrees, we'll most likely see that everywhere you go from Ridgeway all the way up towards Medizzadan and Ferrum, up towards the Ferrum College, Boones Mill district. So if you're doing any traveling up to that area, just do know it's going to feel pretty chilly as you wake up tomorrow morning after a crisp and possibly frosty start in some of our hotels. You're going to wake up to lots of clear skies with sunshine continuing to take a part as well. Highs expected to stay in the low 70s here in the city with abundant cool afternoon with mild air as sight. Still overnight lows remaining pretty cool for this time of year. The rest of the area highs across many of our areas, mid 60s elsewhere you go towards Patrick and Franklin counties. Low 70s from Ridgeway up towards Rocky Mount there, checking in at 70 degrees in Rocky Mount. Here's your extended forecast for the next several days, your 5-day outlook. And yes, of course, that rest of the week's looking pretty nice. And look at this. This is called rain, if you're curious, if you didn't know what this was, right? No, we have a potential of that. We'll talk about that in a second, though. But again, tomorrow and going into Wednesday, plentiful sunshine with a few fair weather clouds coming into play. Look at our lows, though. We'll go from the 40s back to near average for the overnight low of 56 here. We will have a front that's going to begin to move through our area. This has nothing to do with any tropical weather. Speaking of, the tropics are actually kind of quiet right now. We had Hurricane Julia that made impacts outside of Nicaragua over Sunday morning, bringing winds up to 85 to 95 miles an hour. And right now that storm is dissipated into the Gulf of Mexico and going towards Mexico. Even as we're speaking to you, there's a 30% chance of a small little area disturbance in central the Gulf of Mexico, but no immediate threats to the U.S. soil. So again, our friends towards Florida and the Puerto Rican area can continue to clean up, but they are expected to have a power. I think there was an update they posted over the weekend, I heard, by sometime in Florida, Fort Myers, down towards the Tampa area, expected to have electricity restored, hopefully by the end of this week, if not by the end of the month. In some areas, may even be longer, just because some of the extent of the damage that Hurricane Ian created down there. So no hurricane threats to the U.S. soil, hopefully not anytime soon. On that note, again, Wednesday, we have a Wednesday night and Thursday, get my days mixed up here, we are going to see a better chances of showers moving through. That's part of another cold front. Now, I told you last week we're going to have a series of cold fronts moving through our area. That's going to allow our temperatures, we go from the 70s on Thursday down to the 60s back down to the 30s at night. So for Football Friday, looking phenomenal again. And again, a big congratulations to the Martinsville Bulldogs, who are now 6-0 this year. Good job to my high school there, Luis's as well. So we're proud Bulldog graduates from Martinsville High School. So good job to the football team, and good job to all of our area football teams, whether if you have a bye week coming up or if you're out there having a good season. I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your season. We're almost done with it, believe it or not. But again, Saturday and Friday and Saturday is looking pretty nice there. Just do bundle up. I would have a stadium jacket there with you as you're making your way towards Friday night football. Lows in the 30s, and of course maybe going to some pumpkin patches around the area, going to those early morning deals at the farmers market. Not many more weeks. They're wrapping those up here pretty soon. So if you're heading out there maybe Wednesday or Saturday morning, do know that it'll be pretty nice, a little cool out there Wednesday morning there at the Uptown Farmers Market. Of course, a sponsor of ours as well. And again, Saturday even looking pretty chilly Saturday morning. So if you're doing any bargain shopping, getting ready for Halloween, which is about roughly 3.5 weeks from now or so, we're getting right close to that as well. So spooky season is definitely coming up. If we're not ready for it or not, maybe some of your neighbors. I've been seeing some people around, even some of the neighborhoods, getting all their decor out. So if you're out there, you're putting up your decor, hey, Halloween is around the corner. So make sure you get those candies. Now, if you're like me, some of you may be like this, wait, after those Halloween candy deals, that's the best way to go. So anyway, that's just what I do. Hey, speaking of dry weather, and a lot of that's going to continue to persist here for us, we're going to remain kind of dry across much of the United States, as we're going to experience that, again, a little rain on Wednesday, but other than that, we're not going to experience any durations of heavy rain events. But you kind of see here the Prediction Center has this going out for the next 2 weeks, kind of right there at or just near average, below average for us as well. Again, the color coding here, the darker the green color, the heavier of the precipitation, the darker the brown color means dry, excessively dry. Forecasted is expected, but not bad over the next couple of weeks. As we know, the leaf foliage is underway right now. We're beginning to see some of those leaves start to have that chlorophylltic photosyntheticness taken underway right there for you as well. Again, if you have photos of you out enjoying the leaves, send them to us. We would love to see your fall photos. Whatever you have in store, come our way. Message them to me on Facebook at Staples Weather or our Facebook page. Or better yet, you can head to our website. There is a form I think you can email us on there. If you click on our names, Luis and myself have emails on there. You can click on our names and it'll send you right to our email addresses. You can email us photos and videos even. You have photos or videos if you're in the fall foliage, if you're putting up Halloween decorations, if you're taking a drive around the parkway, on the Blue Ridge Parkway. We're happy to take any of your submissions for us. And again, something out there, if you're out there this past weekend, we had the full hunter's moon, and Jupiter was out there putting on a show the last several nights. So the big old moon was out there. It wasn't a full moon. It wasn't a super moon, excuse me, but it was a pretty full moon out there with Jupiter in the nighttime sky. So again, it was the full hunter's moon. Okay, that's enough of my time here for you. We hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care once again. We'll continue our conversation on Tuesday and more on that rain chances moving in by midweek.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored by Zentmeyer.